But you know what it was 2 weeks ago? 7.8%. Now, 7.8, well, we're at 3.4 and 3.5. I don't like to say 7.8, but when you think about it, they were saying, we're going to 42%. You know, not our fault. We had this plague coming from China. We're going to 48, 42%, 38%, 38%. 7.8% and heading down rapidly. That's pretty amazing. Under Biden, it took 30 months to recover more than half of the jobs lost in a crisis. We did it in less than 5 months. We've spent the last 4 years reversing the damage Joe Biden inflicted over the last 47 years. You saw what he's done. You know, it's amazing. He's always like, you know, it's not him. He's not being critical. But he has writers. They say, oh, let's do this, that, you know, I have all this stuff. Vice President Biden said, he has no idea what he said. You know what I mean? He just, you know, he didn't leave long ago. He was here for 8 years as vice president and 47 years plus as a politician in Washington. Think of it. And he's always like, why didn't he do this? Why the hell didn't he do it? He just, you know, why didn't he do it? 47 years, Joe, why didn't you do it? He supported NAFTA, TPP, which would have destroyed your industry, and China's entry into the World Trade Organization. One cruel betrayal after another, it's true. I mean, what he's done. For decades, our politicians spent trillions of dollars rebuilding foreign nations, fighting foreign wars, and defending foreign borders. Now we're doing no borders. Do you like that better? But now we're finally protecting our nation, rebuilding our cities, and we are bringing our jobs, our factories, and our troops, our beautiful, beloved troops. We're bringing them all back home. 19 years to save our auto industry. I withdrew from the last administration's Trans-Pacific Partnership. Pennsylvania gained, Michigan. Auto factories, auto plants being built all over Michigan, Ohio. There wasn't a plant built in 42 years. Now they're being built all over the place. In Japan, I told the Prime Minister, you have to give us plants. You can't just keep sending us cars. You got to make them over here. And they started, and you're a big beneficiary of it. To defend our steel and aluminum workers, I imposed very historic tariffs on dumped steel, right? And that happened, and U.S. Steel, all of your places started doing great. I ended the NAFTA nightmare and signed the brand new USMCA, just kicked in. You know how I know it's good? Because the other two countries aren't so happy. They took advantage of us for a long time. I took the toughest ever action to confront China's rampant theft of American jobs. Nobody has ever done. And you know what? Nobody's ever done anything like this to China. We were taking in billions. Right now we're taking in billions. Billions and billions of dollars. It affects you a little bit. We gave $28 billion to our farmers because they were targeted by China. And it was just a small fraction of all. Under my leadership, we achieved the most secure southern border in U.S. history. So we're building 10 miles, you know, the wall is going to be completed very soon. And we had radical opposition to the wall. Radical opposition. We'll be at 500 miles very soon. We'll be completed with the wall. And by the way, Mexico, you know, they keep saying Mexico is paying for the wall. They understand that. They're paying for the wall. Mexico's paying for it, and it's very high, just like I said it would be, and it actually goes down very deep. You know why? 2 reasons, actually. Number 1, to hold it up. Number 2, to stop the tunnels. My opponent's immigration plan is the most extreme proposal ever put forward by a presidential candidate. Biden would eliminate U.S. borders. How about that? Do you like that idea? Just think of it from a practical. How the hell do you have a country if you don't have borders? He would eliminate, and you know, that's signed in the manifesto with Bernie Sanders, crazy Bernie. Bernie's one of the, I'll tell you what, he's one of the greatest losers, and I mean that. Twice they took it away from him, right? Hillary took it away, and then Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren took it away. Because she stayed in on Super Tuesday. She took enough votes away so he didn't win any states. And then he goes back to the Senate like nothing happened. This guy, I think he should be given, you know, in school, when I was a young guy in school, Sportsmanship of the Year.
You want to record?
I got other awards. I never got the best sportsman.
I can't even see. I'm supposed to.
But Bernie
All you gotta do is hold it this height right here.
Wait, I don't want to see.
Sportsmanship.
What?
No, it's amazing. This happened to him twice. Is
Live?
Bernie running again?
No.
Bernie,
won't let me go live.
Again? Crazy.
Yeah, me either.
No, but they signed the, you know, they didn't sign. I guess they have this little manifesto.
That's okay. Give me a chance to fix it all when I get
And
home.
she's more liberal than him. You know, she's more liberal. And there's nobody that treated Biden worse than Kamala. That's why I said, why would he ever pick her? There's nobody that treated him worse. Biden would eliminate U.S. borders by implementing nationwide catch and release, which I ended. If it's okay with you. You know what I did? You catch them. What do you do? They're murderers, they're rapists. You catch them, and then you have to release them. This is called catch. This is a serious. This was a Democrat program headed up by Brian Junction. He's the one. You catch them. Brian Junction. He only cries when it's, I've known him a long time. The only time he cries is when it's necessary. No, you catch them and you release them into the country. And you say, in 4 and a half years, please come back for a trial. Nobody comes back. Well, really stupid ones come back. Making every community into a sanctuary city and suspending all removals of illegal aliens. They want to suspend in this manifesto. No more moving out illegal aliens, even if they're really bad, including no violent criminals. You catch MS-13, can't move them out. Thank you very much. We're living with them. This is what these people want. This is the most important election in the history of our country. Look, you know, we can play games and we can be nice and we can have a good time. You think I need to be standing out here in 50-degree weather, looking at Mike in a shirt, and he feels better about it than I do? Right, Mike? No, this is the most important election in the history of our country. We cannot allow this to happen. We're going to win. We're going to win so big. I think we're going to win. You know, the lines are left and center. A lot of Trump, you know, people that, a lot of people, great Americans, they never liked who they were voting for. They didn't vote. They just didn't vote, and they're online right now. There are a lot of people out there, and it's looking good. It's early, but it's looking good. Get out and vote. Most important election, Mike, we've ever had. I really believe it. And you know what? 4 or 5 months ago when we started this whole thing, because, you know, before the plague came in, I had it made. I wasn't going to Erie. I mean, I have to be honest. There's no way I was coming. I didn't have to. I would have called you and said, hey, Erie, you know, if you have a chance, get out. But we had this thing won. We were so far up. We had the greatest economy ever, greatest jobs, greatest everything. And then we got hit with the plague. I had to go back to work. Hello, Erie. Hey, I love Erie. No, we had a big deal in Erie. We had a big deal in Erie. This was not supposed to be a Trump thing. There's a lot of Democrats, but the Democrats that love Trump because I love them. And you know what? You're workers. You're like, we work. But that was a pretty big upset, wasn't it? Huh? Big upset. But if Biden wins, your borders are gone, which means your health care is gone, the middle class is gone, your safety is gone, your country is gone. That's what's going to happen. I don't think it can happen. Take a look at Venezuela. This could be, same ideology as what they're talking about. This could be a Venezuela, but much bigger. It can happen. It could happen. You see these people. You see what they're saying. You see Portland, where they have anarchists through the street. And it's all Democrat-run areas, no Republican areas. It's all Democrat-run areas. That's where you have it. With Portland, it's anarchists. But look at look at what's happened to our beautiful New York. Since I've been gone, think of it. You know what? It's like 3.5 years. If you think of it, I think what I can say is, if I would have stayed in New York, that wouldn't have happened. It's very interesting. But look at what's happened to New York in a few years. What's happened to New York, what's happened to Chicago. Look at what's going on in Baltimore. And just remember this, with Obama, Biden, They have nothing but problems. Look at Baltimore. Remember how bad that was? Ferguson. Look at St. Louis. Look at Oakland. Look at all the problems. You know, they act like, oh, it was horrible. And you know, I say it all the time. If they were any good, I wouldn't have run. And if they were any good, if I did run, I wouldn't have won. Right? But they were no good. They did a rotten job. They did a lousy job. And Joe is not equipped right now, no longer. He never really was. You know, we used to call him 1% Joe, and that was in prime time. How about this? And in non-prime time, he ends up getting the nomination. Figure that one out. To secure our border, I took the corrupt media. We had to take it on, and they are corrupt. The powerful special interests and the open borders, lunatics, because they'll destroy our country. In just 3 years, we removed over 500,000 criminal aliens, including those charged or convicted of more than 145,000 assaults, 40,000 sex crimes, and 6,000 murders. 6,000 murders. We got them the hell out. Some we had to keep because we didn't even want them out. They were teenagers. Because we don't want them coming back. And I want to thank ICE, and I want to thank our great Border Patrol, always law enforcement. Under a Biden administration, these criminals would be set free. Under my administration, these criminals are sent home or they have to be put in prison. We invested $2.5 trillion in the U.S. military. We now have the greatest equipment we've ever had. We are the envy of Russia and China and everybody in the world. We have the best missiles and rockets and tanks and planes. F-35. Still, you can't see it. Other than that, it's not so great. You can't see it. I went to one of the pilots. I said, how good is this plane? Well, it's really good. Why is it good? Because the enemy can't see it. I said, I don't know too much about what you do. Sounds good to me. And for our great veterans, we passed VA choice and VA accountability. We killed the leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi. We killed the worst mass murderer terrorist in many, many generations. Soleimani is dead. I withdrew from the last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal. By the way, if and when we win, my first goal is going to be from the heads of Iran. And they're going to say, let's make a deal. Their economy went from being strong, they were all over the world, terrorism. Now their economy is totally tanked with our sanctions and other things. And GDP, think of this, GDP down 27%. Nobody's ever heard of it. And I don't want that. I want them to be a good cell. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. But I want them to be good. I want them to be strong. I want them to have a great country. The first call will be Iran. As soon as we win, they're going to call and we'll make a deal. And others will also call. They're all hoping. China, oh, China wants us to, oh, China. They want Joe Biden so badly. They are dying for Joe Biden. The one they don't want is, they don't want Trump. They've had enough of Trump. Tens of billions of dollars we get. I recognize the true capital of Israel and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. We've had enough of Trump. Let's try somebody new. This isn't working out. Hey, look, China has ripped us off more than any country in history. And by the way, plenty of our allies rip us off too, between trade and military and everything else. I could go into that. I could speak about that all night long. But nobody has ripped us like China for many, many, long before Obama, in all fairness, and Biden, long before that. They've ripped us off. Where's Hunter? I don't know. That's a good. Where's Hunter? Remember we said that? Where's Hunter? Then we made the T-shirt. It was the #1 selling T-shirt. Where's Hunter? What happened to Hunter? Where's Joe? Where's Hunter? I also recognize Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. 52 years they tried to do it. I did it in about 2 hours. I even got nominated for 3 Nobel Peace Prizes. Kosovo, Serbia. You know, we're doing a deal with these countries. I say, well, you guys have been fighting and killing each other. We're doing a deal. Let's get them to be like, let's not kill each other. And we've worked out a deal, a beautiful economic deal between two places that just killed each other for years and years. And it just seems so easy and so natural, right? Anyway, in the Middle East, instead of all of the blood pouring all over the sand, we're ending all of that. And you see what's happening. Countries are joining left and right. No blood. We did it a different way. We did it. How many times have I criticized you? You see this guy, John Kerry, who's grossly incompetent? The only time he ever left the negotiating table was to go into a bicycle race. He was 17 years old. And he broke his leg and his arm. Other than that, it was a wonderful day riding a bicycle. And I pledge that I will never be in a bicycle race. I did more in 47 months than Joe Biden did in 47 years. Republicans is a vote for safe communities, great jobs, and a limitless future for all Americans. A vote for Republicans and a vote for me is a vote for the American dream. That's what it is. It's a vote for the American dream. And in conclusion, to make this a little shorter, because it's like about 40 degrees. I don't want to lose anybody. You got to go vote. So we're going to go a little shorter because you got to go vote. And I see even Mike, he's so brave. He's starting to freeze his ass off. Okay, look, I proved my point. Let's get me the hell out of here. Woo! Over the next 4 years, we will make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world, and we will end our reliance on China once and for all. We're already there. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assaults or law enforcement, and we will ban deadly sanctuary cities. We will uphold religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. You will lose your Second Amendment. Remember that when you're getting ready to press Trump. We will strike down terrorists who threaten our citizens, and we will keep America out of these ridiculous, horrible, endless wars. We will maintain America's unrivaled military might, and we will ensure peace through strength. We will end surprise medical billing. Require price transparency, already signed, starts on January 1st. It'll be bigger than healthcare. Watch this. And further reduce the cost of prescription drugs, which I've done, you know, with favored nations. The drug companies do not like me too much. You will have drug prices going down 50, 60, 70, 80%. Could you imagine if he were in this position and people would go up to him, Mr. President, you've done a great job with drug prices. Oh, really? What happened? They're down 82%, sir. Really? I can't believe it. You better give me the credit, damn it. I've gone through the drug companies. They're spending a fortune on fake ads. They don't want me. They don't want me. China doesn't want me. Iran doesn't want me. Nobody wants me. Eerie was. And will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions, always. America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education. We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. And we will live by the timeless words of our great national motto. It'll never be changed. You know, they want to change that. You know, they want to take certain words out, like the word God. In God we trust will always stand. For years you had a president who apologized for America, Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for the great people of Pennsylvania. Always great state, great place. Not a friend. So get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, get your coworkers, get your boss, right? Come on, boss, we gotta vote. And get out and vote. You know, you tend to vote very late, which is good. I understand that. But you know, it's just the norms. And you tend to vote late. Get out and vote. Get out and vote. This is the biggest election of our lifetime. Get out and vote. From Scranton to Allentown, from Pittsburgh to Harrisburg, and from Easton to right here in Erie, we stand on the shoulders of red-blooded American patriots who poured out their heart, sweat, and soul to secure liberty and defend our freedom. Pennsylvania is the state where our founding fathers declared American independence. Think of it, Pennsylvania, think of what you represent as a state. What state, honestly, and we can say it to the other states, I love them, they've been great to me, they voted for us, everything. But what state's done some of the things that have taken place in Pennsylvania? It's where the Army weathered its brutal winter at Valley Forge, where General George Washington led his men on a daring mission across the Delaware, and where our Union was saved by the incredible heroes at Gettysburg, right? I mean, who can say these things? And these names, right? Gettysburg, these names. This is the place where generations of tough, strong Pennsylvania miners, steelers, factory workers forged the greatest nation in the history of the world. And believe me, the best is yet to come. It's coming. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back